So the concept of Christmas horror goes all the way back to Charles Dickens with A Christmas Carol. Seriously, if you wanted to scare the heck out of people, just Jacob Marley rattling chains can be extremely disturbing. But a less explored venue is the Christmas action flick. We all know the obvious one, Die Hard. Although really that movie could have taken place around any holiday, or not around a holiday at all. But lately, there have been more specialized Christmas thrillers, like Violent Night, which I enjoyed thoroughly and reviewed. Then we come to this one, a slightly more kid-friendly film called Red One. Basically, J.K. Simmons, a.k.a. J. Jonah Jameson from the Spider-Verse, he plays a muscular, youthful Santa who was actually very well done. I mean, we all know J.K. Simmons as the gruff editor, chief of the Daily Bugle, but little is known about his, I'd say, his warmer side. But here, his warmer side is very clear. He plays a Santa who hasn't lost any of his Christmas spirit. He's still, for lack of a better word, he's still jolly. But he's not chubby. But he doesn't shame people either. He's just really into it. Excuse me. The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, plays the head elf. Elf being an acronym for basically his security squad. He's not actually a Christmas elf. He's just the head ELF. And he takes his job very seriously, but he seems to be losing his Christmas spirit. He sees all the cruddy behavior around him from parents and kids. More people go on the naughty list every day, and he's just not into it anymore. So he wants to retire. And wouldn't you know it, someone manages to kidnap Santa Claus. And so, it's up to The Rock, aka the head elf, to find out who's responsible and save Christmas. Along the way, we meet Chris Evans' character, a hacker who is partially responsible for the kidnapping. So, he's forced to team up with The Rock to find Santa. And along the way, we meet talking animals like the polar bear, and we see a little bit more of how Santa does what he does. In this instance, the key is shrinking tech, which also alters the reality of whatever is being shrunk or grown. Like, in one scene, The Rock has a shrunken down rubber chicken, and he manages to turn it into a real chicken, which is integral to the plot in one part. We also get a little bit of lore, bringing in Krampus and the Yule lads, both of whom were covered on Extra History, or in this case, Extra Mythology. I suggest you check out their YouTube page whenever you can. They're awesome. But anyway, apparently, some of the older Christmas figures that have been forgotten, they've decided to go back to the old ways of beating kids into being nice, basically. You know, lately, kids don't get punished anymore for their misdeeds, and the older Christmas figures want to change that. I won't say who exactly, but it's an interesting setup. But Santa he believes that goodness will prevail. That's why he does what he does. He's not spoiling the kids. He's encouraging them to maybe be better. And along the way, Chris Evans' character sort of has to learn that lesson as well. But I don't want to go into too much about it for spoilers' sake. So bottom line, this film is very okay. I still like Violent Night better, especially David Harbour as a tough guy Viking Santa, keeping it closer to the old Norse mythologies surrounding the holidays. But this new film does bring in some of the older holiday legends in a believable way. And it begs the question about what else is going on in this universe. Because this film could open up a lot of doors for a new holiday-verse movie series, starting with this one. Overall, it was entertaining, although it was a little slow to start. But the story needed a lot of setup. And boy, did it get some. So, yeah. Red One is definitely one you should watch alongside Violent Night and all the other Christmas movies. But I would say on the top 10 list, it's lower than Violent Night. That would be an interesting film. Violent Night versus Red One. David Harbour versus J.K. Simmons. To see who can out-Santa the other guy. Who knows what could happen with that. This is Mr. J signing out and reminding you, just because a witch doesn't threaten to eat you if you're naughty on the holidays anymore, doesn't give you the right to be naughty. We are who we choose to be. Try to choose to be the best person you can be. The best version of yourself. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Ramadan, Happy Festivus, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever, Happy Holidays. Cheers, folks.